the Arkle Novices Chase is race 2 on day 1 of the 2026 Cheltenham Festival at 2 p.m. An absolutely cracking renewal of this race. KOPEK de Board, last year's Supreme Novices Hurdle winner, he's been heavily supported in recent days, the last couple of weeks. All of the vibes around the Mullins camper that this horse is ready and raring to go in this race. I think he's a very special talent. He's got a huge engine. He's got an awful lot of ability, this horse, and he could just be that good. But again, I go back to, he's coming into similar to Mighty Park, but just over fences. Obviously, we've got a little bit more evidence with KOPEK de Boards because we've seen him over hurdles and we know that he can win at the Cheltenham Festival. So there is more substance to KOPEK de Boards, but at the same time, chasing is just very different to hurdling. It's as simple as that. What he did at Navan was excellent, beating Lovely Hurling by 13 lengths. He ran to an RPR of 156, which you don't see very often in a beginner's chase. And he looked good. But at the end of the day, he's coming into the Cheltenham Festival. He's coming into the Arkle, which is the pinnacle of 2 mile novices chases, on the back of only winning a beginner's chase. And when you pit that up against LULAMBA, by contrast, LULAMBA's been, he's had a busy time of it. He's had 3 starts over fences. He's won all 3 of them. He started off at Exeter, then he went to Sandown, beat Be Aware by 9.5 lengths there. He was very, very impressive last time out against older horses. At Newbury, he ran to a Racing Post rating of 167 there at Newbury, which is, £11 better than the beginner's chase that KOPEK de Boards won, for example. That's not to say that KOPEK de Boards can't run well into the 60s and beyond over fences, but we just haven't seen it yet because he hasn't been tested. Whereas LULAMBA comes into this as a far more battle-hardened novice chaser. And for that reason, of the pair, I dare say that LULAMBA has the edge on this season's form. That doesn't make him really any easier to separate, because I'm still very aware that KOPEK de Board is just a really, really serious horse with a lot of ability. But I have to go, if I was splitting the pair of them, on their actual chasing profile over fences. And if I had to pick between the two of them, it would be LULAMBA. Whether or not I'm going to back him at 2-1 or 15-8, I just don't know, because I want to see the final field. I want to know what the ground is going to be like for certain. And I just want to see if there's any each way shape to the field. And there's definitely 1 or 2 horses there that could get into the race and that could cause an upset on the day. Cargessi is the first of those. She's just one of those horses that has never really been on my radar for a bet. I've never thought, I'm going to back Cargessi today. I respect her. She's tough. She jumps well. She could make them go a bit. She's definitely one that could go out in front and make this a real test of stamina and jumping. And she could very much be in the frame. Romeo Coolio is a horse I love. He's around about 6-7-1 for this race now. There is just a very strong suspicion that he wants to go further, But it was the same for Django Bay last year. Django Bay, he won the Arkle last year, and now he's one of the favourites for the Cheltenham Gold Cup over 3 miles too, a whole mile and 2 further. So stamina-laden horses can win the Arkle. Whether or not Romeo Coolio can, in terms of, does he have the speed? Does he even have the class to beat LULAMBA and KOPEK de Boards? That is the question. I do like the horse. Whether or not I would back him each way, I don't know. I would probably need to see the price go out a little bit. I want to see what the final field is saying. As for the rest of them, it's very difficult to see how anything else can get into this. There are some very good horses in the race, by the way. Irish Panther, who could go for the Queen Mother, he's in and amongst it. Kappa G Pike is in there as well for William Mullins. Steel Allies in around the mix. He's a very smart horse. Probably not quite good enough for this. Jax Jr. has won his last 2 starts. He's good on the clock, but probably more of a handicapper than this. July Flowers still in around there. I don't actually know if any of these horses are going for this race. 6 Mile Bridge, Mambo number 5. They're probably all more handicap bound than anything else. No questions asked, will almost certainly be going for a handicap. I'm just spinning through a few of the entries that are left over in this race, but it really does look to, it's going to be between the top 2, 3, possibly 4 in the market. It's just a case of whether the race will have an each way shape to it to have a crack at at the top 2 in the market, or if you just want to pick one from the top 2 and hope you've picked the right one, or just sit the race out. Those would be the options on the day. But as I say, if it was my last fiver between LULAMBA and KOPEK, just purely based on chase form, you'd have to go with LULAMBA. And yeah, as I say, I do like Romeo Coolio. I respect Carrigessi as well. There's not a great deal between them on their last run at Leopardstown, which was a very strange race, actually. But anyway, that's my thoughts and feelings on the Arkle. It's always a very informative, exciting race, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.